first, we're going to start with my recipe, my appetizer recipe, and this is a winner. It's really pretty, festive, easy breezy. You can make it ahead of time, and I think everyone will love them. So sip a coffee, and I'm going to get to work. I'm making antipasto skewers. So basically, all the things that you find on an antipasto platter, olives and artichoke hearts and tomatoes and cheese and sausage, we're going to put them on a stick, and everything's better on a stick. They're going to look really pretty, and they're just fun. So we're also going to put a little bit of pasta on too. So this is just cheese tortellini, and we're going to boil up some of that. And I love these because you can make them ahead of time, have them in the refrigerator, and just let them hang out. Okay.
You sure it's Riley that makes the mess?
Ann just said to me, I didn't get a chance to say, Ann's been running around helping with our guests. It's been a busy morning. Good to see you. How was your weekend?
Lovely.
Did you hang out with your mom?
Yep.
Big Mother's Day dinner last night?
Mother's Day and Dad's birthday.
Oh, not only Mother's Day, but Dad's birthday. Everybody got lots of comments on your TV debut on Friday.
And my nephew paid up.
Oh, and her nephew paid up the $50 that she was going to get to wear that crazy shirt. So it all paid off. But you did a great job. You got to come back and do it again sometime.
Sure.
Will you? All right, good deal. Now that you got the, the first one over with, it's old hat. So anyway, Ann said, are you sure it's Riley that's the messy one at home? Because I guess I'm kind of messy in this kitchen. She's kind of. All right, enough. It's Monday. Give me a break. So, all right, pasta's in the water. Coffee tasting extra good today. By the way, book club is tonight, and I still have a few pages left of the book that I have to finish. If you signed up, please come out and join us. We're going to be headed to La Java in Suamico, 5:30. It's going to be a great time. So I guess we've got a full house, so it should be tons of fun. Okay, I'm going to make a quick, easy marinade for the dressing, just to kind of dress up these kebabs and give them a little extra flavor. So we're going to start with some garlic. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, just depends on how big. Sometimes you get these monster cloves of garlic. Abby, my producer, I thought it was her first Mother's Day, but is it your second Mother's Day? No, it's her first Mother's Day, right? Oh, it was her very first Mother's Day. She said technically it was her first because he was in the belly for yeah. So that's your first for sure, and it was a nice time. You had a good time? Good. She got spoiled and went out for dinner and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. Nothing like the first Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm getting my garlic. And Dina, our intern, her daughter took her out for brunch. So it seems like everybody had a nice Mother's Day. Okay. Now I'm going to do some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. We're going to keep this very simple. We love Jajora olive oil and vinegars, specialty store in the Bellevue, Green Bay Bellevue area. Good stuff. If you haven't been there, go check them out. They're supplied us with our oil and vinegar. You can notice how thick that vinegar is. Good stuff. Okay. And now I've just got some assorted fresh Italian herbs that are going to go well with the flavors we've got here. So like parsley, basil, this is oregano, rosemary. That's kind of the flavors we're looking for. So I'm just pulling the leaves off the oregano. We picked these up at the grocery store, but I can hardly wait to plant some herbs this summer. It's one of my favorite things to do. Rosemary is pretty strong, so I think we'll just use about that of the rosemary, and you just basically just want to get rid of some of the browner leaves and use the nicer looking ones. And then I want to finely chop those up. What I love about these is that this is a busy time of year. End of school year coming, lots going on, lots of after school activities. My daughter Ireland graduates from 8th grade, so lots going on in our house. So if you need a quick last minute appetizer, or you need to bring something to one of these, potlucks or something like that, these are perfect to bring because you can make them up ahead of time and they're going to look really pretty. Pasta. The tortellini is floating to the top. You don't want to overcook it. It was the refrigerated stuff, so that stuff Cooks very, very quickly. I'm just going to run a little bit of cool water over it, just to cool it off a little bit. Okay, so our dressing, maybe do a little bit of salt and pepper in here. Just keeping it real simple. And now we're going to start loading up our skewers. And it just doesn't get much easier than this. We've got 1 can of artichoke hearts that I want to drain. I've got some other fun ingredients. I've got those little fresh mozzarella balls, the cherry size balls. I've got some olives, black olives, Kalamata olives, any kind of black olive or green olive would work. Some grape or cherry tomatoes. And then we've got some sausage. Picked up some really nice Italian sausage, a salami. We're going to just start skewering. So it's up to you how you want to do this. We'll start with the tomato because they're really pretty, colorful. And then maybe we'll do some cheese, an artichoke heart. And I'm going to cut these in half because they're kind of big. Get those on there. We'll do some sausage. And then maybe we'll end with the black olive. And you just line them up on a pretty, platter. You could throw some fresh basil actually on the skewer if you wanted for a little bit of color. And by the way, yeah, this is kind of cool. We've got the ingredients right here listed on the screen. So if you're wondering how to, make this at home, you can also get all the recipes that we do this week. You're going to be able to download those in a little booklet, which is nice to have on hand for the summer. So these can be kind of your go-to summer recipes. So I'm just going to keep working on these. And like I say, this is more of an idea, one of those things that's an idea. There's so many fun things that you can do on skewers. I love doing, fruit on skewers with a dip. I do a caprese skewer, which is the classic caprese salad, which is, fresh mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and basil, and then I do a little dressing over that. Just even summer sausage and cheese on sticks just takes it to a whole another level and just really makes it look pretty. And like I say, you can, have these done up to a couple days ahead of time, and then we're going to throw the marinade together, drizzle that on, an hour or two before serving, just so it'll give it some nice flavor. The kids can help with these. This summer, get those kiddos in the kitchen. In fact, now that Riley's home from school, he said to me, "Mom, I'd really like to, do some more cooking with you this summer." He really did. He said that last night. That's one of his goals this summer. And I'm like, are you kidding? Bring it. Can't wait. A lot of dorm food. Not that their food wasn't great. Actually, they have really good food at St. Norbert where he goes to school. We lost a mozzarella ball. But, he wants to change things up, do some different stuff. I've always tell him, the chicks love a guy who cooks. So maybe that's the reason. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, we're going to be cooking a little bit this summer, which I'm excited about. If your teenage son wants to spend time with you, I'm all about it. So we'll do one more. And again, what you want to do is don't overcrowd these on the platter, but just make plenty of extra so that you can load up the platter when you run out. And they're going to drizzle a little of that sauce over the top. My balsamic vinegar. And there we have it. These are so cute for a party. Watch them disappear. There you go. Those mozzarella balls are so cute, but they don't have a lot of flavor, so it's important to, you know, dress them up with something. So my antipasto kebabs recipe you can get on the website, and they are delicious. Fox11online.com, click on the Living tab and recipes, and they'll be right there.